This is my F1 2025 season prediction driver ratings. So I'm going to be rating every driver 1 through 5 and compare them to the teammate. Well, not compare them, but I'm going to do it in team order from lowest to highest last season in the constructors. There'll be 1 to 5. I was debating 0. Okay, do you know what? Screw it. 0 to 5. Where I'll rank them in a list at the end of the video. There will be a column at the end showing from the lowest to the highest. I'm not going to have it say if there's like 4 threes. I'm not going to have the threes ranked by. No, do not. I'm going to rank the threes by season. Scratch that. I'm thinking on the fly here. Okay. So 2025 is already going to be looking spicy anyway. Strong grid, strong teams, hopefully. The race haven't changed. I'm hoping 2021, but closer. If you get what I mean. Now, looking at that, let's start. So, Stake finished last season, so we'll go to them first, and we'll start with the younger of the two, Bortoletto. I think he's going to have a 2-star season out of 5. Not good, not bad. Sorry, not great, not bad. Good. Decent. He'll be improving. He'll go under the radar. I don't think the car will be good, as I've predicted. He'll be driving the car, much like Russell in 2019, that Williams nowhere, like Haas in 21. With Schumacher, that car was nowhere, but they drove and developed under the radar. It happens time and time and time and time again. Tsunoda is another example. That's what he did. Yeah, he got caught out on the radio, but I do think that Bortoleto will have a 2-star rating this season out of 5. I don't know why I keep saying out of 5. I'm going to be real. Now let's move on to his teammate Nico Hulkenberg. I think he'll be more consistent this year, and it's a lower midfield car. Hell, not even midfield. It's just low, and he's been known to out-deliver these cars. Look at Force India, I think it was he was at with Perez. His history in these types of cars has been good. Even look last season with Haas. So I'm going to say he's going to have a 3-star season this season. One better than his teammate. Not setting the world on fire, but when points are available, he'll be looking to grab them, which will be quite few and far between if we look at how the stake has been historically. So overall, a 3 and a 2 for stake, not the best, not probably actually the worst. No, not the worst. They're tied with a few others. I'm looking at my notes here. God, it's almost like I don't read my notes. Damn. Okay, let's move on to Williams. They finished second to last. They finished ninth last season. Let's go to Albon. Said he's going to have a 2-star year. This is controversial, as I rate him. I do rate him. But when he's put under pressure, he folds. Against Verstappen, he made mistakes. He couldn't drive the car. Got dropped. Against Sargent, against Latifi, no pressure whatsoever. You could have walked half a lap and been ahead. Pretty much. Colapinto comes in. It's no mistake he overdrove the car. He crashed more. Hell, look at Australia where Sargent had to sacrifice his car. He was trying to push the car too much. And he made mistakes. I don't think he can handle the same amount of pressure as, say, your Charles Leclerc, your Max Verstappen. But that doesn't go against him. I'm just going to say it's a 2 because if the car is still as unstable, that's going to bite him quite badly again. But if it isn't, it will be a mid-high 3, which this is a prediction for a reason and not fact, obviously. If I could say this is a fact, I would be a bloody fortune teller making loads of money, I'll tell you. But yeah, a 2, maybe a 3. I'll review these in mid-season. Quote me on that, please, because if not, I'll forget. And then we'll move on to his teammate, Carlos Sainz, coming from Ferrari. Great year with Ferrari, all in all. I think he's going to settle quite quickly. He can develop cars. We've seen Renault, he improved them. McLaren, he improved them. Ferrari, you could say he improved them, but that car was quick anyway. So that's 6 and 2 threes there. I'm going to be honest. I said he's going to have a 3-star year, as the Williams will be there or thereabouts at some tracks. Which is wild if you look at my preseason predictions, but that is kind of my feeling for the team. And if you can settle in quick, maybe a 4, but it will just be a solid year. There won't be P5, P4, P3, P2, P1. No, it'll be like 8th, 10th, 9th. What we kind of expected from Albon in 23. So it will be a very solid year for them. And there might be a few mistakes, which is why it's not a 4 and a 3. So that's my reasoning. If you hate it, then that's unfortunate. And I might be eating these words and might just be an idiot if we go to mid-season. But yeah, Williams another 3 and a 2, same mistake. Could say that's harsh. I don't know. I'm just a guy. We'll move to VCarb, who I think is still VCarb or Racing Bulls or Hugo Racing Bulls or whatever the hell you want to call them. Tsunoda, I said he's going to have a 3-star year. He's got nothing left to prove at Red Bull, and we're looking for that Aston Martin Stroll seat in 26 onwards. So he won't be as determined to show Red Bull, give me in that seat, because he's been rejected for what, the third time? Which isn't his fault. It's just the fact Horner seems to have eyes for young people, and sadly, Tsunoda's no longer young, which is quite unfortunate, to be fair. If Tsunoda was young, he'd have that seat, man. If he was like 20, he'd be straight in that seat, Horner. Okay, I can't continue this. I think very bad things will happen to me. If this isn't obvious, I do have a slight disdain for Horner and somewhat Red Bull, which I just dislike the man. That's my thoughts. Let's just move on because I need to start getting into a rant. Hadjar, I said, will have a 2-star year. He'll have probably a slow start, in my opinion, but he'll improve, but not as quick as you like. Because Antonelli, Bortoletto, possibly Doohan. I think he'll be quicker than Doohan, to be fair. Okay, I take that back. He will be quicker than Doohan. I'm going to say Doohan. I don't think it's Doohan. I think it's Doohan. Correct me if you want. I might just be an idiot. Anyway, continuing on. He'll be there or thereabouts near the end of the season. Maybe that could boost him to a 3. You'll have to tune in at mid-season for that one. Moving on to hang on, wait. VCarb will have another 3 and a 2. Oh wow! I look at my notes and I see what I've written. There's 3 3-2s. Wow! Don't worry, that is the last 3-2 on the grid. I'm double checking. That is correct. That is the last 3-2 on the grid. You are now free from 3-2 purgatory, and that leads us to our next team, Haas. So, side note here, editor me cutting in. Let's just say I was filming this the day prior, a day ago. Got interrupted with actual life things, so this is why the audio may sound different to the first 7 or so minutes of this video. But yeah, thought I'd just let you know. Anyway, let's continue with the rest of the video now, hey? Moving on now to Haas Formula 1 team. This season they're sponsored by Toyota, which good for backing. Maybe they'll get a race sim. I think they have access to Toyota's race sims, which is cool. Now, where to start? They both start with O, so I can't do it by that. We'll go with Ocon. Ocon, I'm going to say he's going to finish with a 2-star season, currently. If he continues the form he had at the end of last season, he'll struggle, and will probably take quite a while to adapt to the Haas, and its need for time management. Yes, it's no longer as big of an issue, however, it still is more tyre hungry than that Alpine has been. And I reckon maybe mid-season he'll find his pace, which is why it's not lower than a 2. And don't get me wrong, this isn't a low 2, it's a high 2, if you get that. But maybe at mid-season we review and we move into a 3 or possibly a 4 for the rest of the season. But that's mid-season me's issue. But I do reckon it'll be a 2 for this bit until I adjust. So that's my thoughts on Ocon. Now we can move to his teammate, Oliver Bearman, rookie, being quick in F2, being quick in the Haas, being quick in the Ferrari. You could say that anybody could do that. You could. But, well, he was in that seat. He got those points. He did those drives. And now he gets a full season to show what he can do. Full pre-season. Bish, bash, bosh. Get him in there. I reckon he's going to have a 4 out of 5 season. 4-star season. He's shown great potential so far. He's shown he can be quick. And now has Toyota deal. Maybe the car will be quicker. Which, if it is, Ocon will almost certainly be bumped up to a 3. I won't probably end up moving Oliver Bearman to a 5 mid-season. If anything, he's probably more at risk of going to like a 3 like the others, but like the other rookies, But we'll see it mid-season there. So for Haas, Ocon at a 2, Bearman at a 4, 2-4, different to all 3 2s. That's my thoughts on Haas. So in total, that's 6 out of a possible 10. Now we can go to Alpine, where I think Pierre Gasly will out-deliver the car. He will be near the points. He'll be like 13th, 14th onwards. So 13th to 9th most of the time, with his quality performances, which we saw at the end of last season, were phenomenal. Oh my god, apparently I can't speak English today. Where he goes and sticks it third in Vegas. top 10, bang. Maybe the car doesn't have the race place, but being there in quali, you have to be there in case anybody does crash or DNF. You have to be there to pick up the pieces. Look at Russell, Austria, 2024. He wouldn't have got that win if he wasn't going to go for the podium. So I do think Gasly will have a 5-star season. He will be doing God's work for Alpine. He will be. And I may have said 4 earlier. I realise that now. But it is a 5 out of 5 season for Gasly. Will I be eating my words? Maybe. Will it be massive? No, I think it'll probably be 4, if that, at mid-season. However, I don't see it dropping below a 4. If we look at his form in the past few seasons. So that's my thought on Gasly. Now let's go to his teammate, Jack Doohan. I reckon Doohan's going to have a 1. He's going to struggle with the pressure of a 5-race contract, 3 reserve people after his seat, with maybe 5 or 6 drivers after his seat. He's going to have 5 races to show Briatore he's better than the possibly 5 or 6 drivers in a line to get his seat. You might be wondering, who are those 6 drivers to get his seat? Well, Colapinto, Paul Aaron. Oh, I forgot the other junior driver's name for Alpine. The other junior driver for Alpine. What if I remember? I think it's Kushmini. If not, it's... Oh, I should know his name. I was watching him last season. Okay, we'll move on to the other 3 quickly, which is looking to be Valtteri Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou, which outside shout, and Perez possibly. Ricardo has disappeared from these talks. I'm going to be honest. I think now he's retired. He's fully done, unless Cadillac fish him out of the water. But that's for a future video to discuss. Well, that's Alpine 5-1. I don't think Gasly will go below 4. Don't think Doohan will go above a 3 if he even is still here at mid-season. But yeah, Alpine 5-1, 6 out of 10, being carried by Gasly in that one. Another team being carried by one driver is Aston Martin. Way, look at that pivot. Yeah, Alonso is going to have another strong year. It's Fernando Alonso. You get what you get out of the box. You get a good driver out of the box. Maybe he could be said to not be great at long-term car development. However, he's a hell of a quick driver, and you cannot argue with 2 world titles and many a race win. Yes, he hasn't won a race in quite a while, but however, he's not been a good car for quite a while. Thank you, McLaren. Thank you, Honda. And if what Honda's saying is true, he's going to get Honda PTSD in 2026, so he's going to be loving life. But yeah, he's going to have a 4 out of 5 season. It's Alonso. I don't expect any more or less, to be honest. But actually, I could expect more. I could expect him to be winning races, but that's unrealistic in an Aston Martin. As for his teammate, it's Stroll. I'm going to be honest. I was contemplating a 0. I really was, but I said 1. Can't be 0 at the start of the season, honestly, unless he hits another sand trap when there's literal bloody escape roads. If he does that, it's definitely going to a 0, and that might be done before mid-season. I might just make a short saying, by the way, Stroll's now at 0. So in the mid-season, if you're wondering why Stroll's at 0, that will be why. My expectations last season were low, but holy, he broke them. Like, I was on the floor, and I've ended up, like, in the centre of the earth. So yeah, 5 out of 10 for Aston. A shambles, really. Stroll needs to go, get Tsunoda in that seat, that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, on to the next team, Mercedes. Starting off with their now lead driver, their number 1 driver, George Russell. I'm going to say he's going to have a 5-star year. I am a Russell fan. Come at me. I don't really care. I've always thought he's been good from that F2 season to now. Yes, he has had issues. I don't deny that. I really don't. However, I think he has been shafted a fair few times, so it balances out. Also, you people calling him out for being too pushy with the stewards or too brash on the track, you're the same people who literally praise Verstappen for that, and then if any other driver does it, you attack them. A la Russell at Qatar. Verstappen would do the exact same thing if he was in Russell's position. Let's be real. Look at 2021, guys. Thank you. Moving on anyway. So you'll have a 5 out of 5 year. Anyway, now move on to Antonelli. Said he's going to have a 4 out of 5-star year. He's a rookie. He'll develop fast. He has developed fast. He skipped F3 for God's sake, and he finished quite well in F2. He got quite unlucky. But, that is great potential. If you can skip a formula, if you can go Formula Regional /4 to 2, Like the guy has just skipped an entire car. Like Verstappen at least went from 3-1. I think he may have gone 4-1. I actually don't remember. However, but like this is just Verstappen Part 2, and this first season he might crash a lot, but you'll also be quick, and that's what Verstappen did. So you Verstappen fanboys, this is exactly what Verstappen did. But yeah, 4 out of 5 at mid-season. Things might be crashing and burning. Um, well, that's just unfortunate if it is. We'll see then. But Mercedes, a strong 9 out of 10. That's actually quite wild. I didn't realise it was that high. Anyway, moving on to another team, Red Bull. I have opinions about this team. We'll start with Max Verstappen. I'm gonna say it's a 4 out of 5 star season. It's gonna be a Max Verstappen year. It might not have the high highs of 23 or 24 or 22 or 21, but it's a strong year. Like even if it isn't 23 dominant or 24 dominant, it'll be 21 sticking things in, odd win, odd podium, bish bash bosh. He'll be in and out hunting for it, even though that Red Bull will probably be a dog of a car, especially with a team principal who I think is a bit of a moron. But that's me. I just dislike Horner. I really dislike Horner. Okay, let's move on from Verstappen to Lawson, who I think is going to have a 3 out of 5 star season. I don't have anything against Lawson. I don't. I like him. But the Red Bull's number 2 has historically always drowned. Their last decent one was Ricardo, and he left because Verstappen and Horner were doing Verstappen and Horner things. Shock, horror. A toxic environment where your teammate isn't nice and your team boss favours your teammate and your engine goes bang and your teammate turns into you and you get the blame. Okay, I'm going into a rant about this. I need to stop. Anyway, back to Lawson. Yeah, three. Three seems fair. He'll have a decent year. We'll see it mid-season where probably Hadjar will be in that seat knowing how things are going to work, or bloody Sonoda, because he's now the reserve driver, isn't he? So joy, 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 joy. Well, let's move to Ferrari. Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Ferrari Golden Boy, the Ferrari boy, goated Ferrari boy, one of the best Ferrari drivers we've had in recent times. And yes, I say that because I think most Ferrari drivers are top tier. It's Ferrari for God's sakes. He's gonna have a 5 out of 5 year, 5 star year. He again be the pride of Ferrari. He's just come off of a strong year. We had an outside shout at the title, and an outside shout at the driver's title. God damn, can I talk? Jesus Christ, body. Anyway, yeah, 5 star year. Leclerc. Okay, he won't be below a 3, much like Verstappen won't be below a 3. They're just a different caliber. The only difference is Red Bull could develop a car. Ferrari could develop a car for all of 4 seconds before changing its entire dynamic. So we'll see how that works this year. But if they get the car right, he will be quick when it counts. And if Ferrari don't do Ferrari things, cough, cough, Canada 2024. Now his new teammate, Lewis Hamilton. I said he's going to have a 3 out of 5 year, 3 star year, probably high 3 to be fair. He's going to be learning a new car. He's been in that dog of a Mercedes for the past few seasons. I think anybody would struggle to adapt out of whatever the hell Toto Wolff has been cooking in his bloody shed. So, I hope Merc have a good car this year, by the way. I do. But I hope Ferrari have a good car equally because I want to see Hamilton do well. I am British, just for reference, but like I've not been the biggest Hamilton fan at times. Like I was a Button fan, and then after Button, I just kind of existed until Russell's appearance with Norris and Albon, and then it was Norris and Russell, and then primarily Russell and McLaren. So come at me for British bias if you want. I just look at driver look like other driver drive like other driver, me like driver. It's like I look back in history. I like the likes of James Hunt, Niki Lauda is actually one of my all-time favorite drivers. Senna, not Prost in his driving style, but not his attitude. But we give and take. We give and take. So anyway, Ferrari, a 8 out of 10 year, solid, possibly 9 or 10 out of 10 when the season ends. Now on to McLaren. McLaren having just won the driver's title, honestly, they've got to be looking to start the year strong for once in the past 2 decades. Please, McLaren, start the year strong. I beg, I do. watching you flounder in the 7th and 8th until you bring a massive upgrade package is so infuriating. Last season, if you had that car at the start, we'd be balling. We'd be on top. We'd be winning everything. We'd be Max Verstappen 2023. Okay, maybe not because the drivers may have not been able to handle that yet. However, we ignore that fact. But I'm hoping. I reckon they might probably get a strong start this year. Their head of development is. I don't remember his name. That's not a good thing. But I rate him quite highly. When he came to McLaren, I was like, yeah, this guy's good. I don't care about the guy who's replaced. Look at the car he's made. He might be highly rated, but the car he's made is the equivalent of the 2019 Williams spell. He came in, he turned that car around. That car went from a dog to less of a dog to race wins the year after. No, not race wins, podiums, and then the year after race wins. That is a massive step from P20 in 19 at Bahrain in 22 to a constructors title 2 seasons later. That is Mercedes 2012, 2013, 2014 kind of stuff. Granted, they didn't win the driver's title, but we gloss over that fact currently because we're moving into a new season, thank you. Anyway, let's start with the drivers, shall we? We'll go to Lando Norris. I'm going to say he's going to have a 5 out of 5 year. Yeah, pretty much going off of my season predictions. I said Norris will win the title. So he's got to have a 5 out of 5 year to win the title with Leclerc, Hamilton, Piastri, Verstappen, Lawson, Russell, Antonelli breathing down his neck. I do reckon this top pack will be close. It will be separated by less than half a second. The entire grid, well, actually, we're going to have Formula A and Formula B again, but, you know, what can we do about that, eh? Bring in more regulations to suffocate teams from joining the Sport FAA? Oh, no, sorry, I can't insult the FAA. I'm about to be shot by a sniper. Oh, look, it's MBS. With his sniper, he's gonna shoot me. Oh, I probably can't say this. Oh, well, we ball. What are they gonna do? Okay, if I disappear after this, you know what's happened. Okay, we ball. Norris is a 5 out of 5 year, wins a title. Maybe even both titles. Back to back, maybe. But no, that might be actually quite of an ass now, the more I think about it, to be fair. Like, yeah, the more I rationalise that in my head, the harder it'll be for them to do both. They're probably going to do one or the other, or they'll bottle it again and not do either. But we'll move on to Oscar Piastri. He's going to have a 4 out of 5 star year. He'll develop more again. Third season in F1. Bish bash bosh. Quick driver. He'll be ready for a title fight. He's not as consistent as Norris, I've noticed. He goes from that strength at Baku to a bit off in Singapore, a bit off in Zandvoort, a bit off here, a bit off there. If he can just hone that in, McLaren have the second, if not the strongest pairing on the grid. Which, that's fun. And that's now just giving me a video idea. Which, this puts McLaren at 9 out of 10. Okay, so now I'm just going to quickly run through all the numbers again, because I realised I skipped a few for the totals, because I did this a day after the last set. Well, breaking the fourth wall, I apologise. But we'll start from lowest to highest. I think the lowest to 5. Stake are at a 5 out of 10 with a 3 and a 2. Hulkenberg 3, Bortoletto 2, 5 out of 10 for the season. Williams, 5 out of 10 with a 3 and a 2, Worth Science on the 3, Albon on the 2. V-Carb, 5 out of 10, Snowden on a 3, Hadjar on a 2. Aston Martin, 5 out of 10, Alonso on a 4, Stroll doing Stroll things, and to be fair, they could drop to a 4 out of 10 if Stroll does Stroll things. Then moving on, we have Alpine with a 6 out of 10, 5 for Gasly, 1 for Doohan, which at mid-season I'm probably going to have to put Colapinto in, and he's going to absolutely kill me here because, well, that just screws everything over, doesn't it, Alpine? Thank you very much, Briatore. Anyway, continuing on, that puts Alpine with a 6 out of 10. Next in line is Haas with a 2 and a 4, which is 6 out of 10. Look at me counting, I can do this, guys. Olivier Behrman at a 4, Ocon at 2. Why did I just put an accent on? Don't ask me, I don't know. The next is 7 out of 10, I believe, for Red Bull, with a 4 and a 3. Verstappen on a 4, Lawson on a 3. Yeah, fine. Then you have, quite close actually, you've got a 5 and a 3 at Ferrari, which is 8 out of 10, could you believe? Which, to be fair, that could be a 9 out of 10 by the end of the season, or mid-season, when we're reviewing this. Yeah, these are all subjected to change in about, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months-ish. Yeah, by the way, mid-season would be really inconsistent. Same for race weekend reviews, because I do actually have real-life racing to attend to. Yes, I race in real life, and we managed to clash every single race date with a bloody F1 event. Look at us go! Good grassroots club. Then you've got McLaren, 5-4, 9 out of 10, 1 point off. Could that be a 10 out of 10? Maybe. It would need a miracle. Okay, less of a miracle than what Mercedes are going to need to get a 10 out of 10. Because the most likely to go down here of every team in ranking, for me, Mercedes. Them, Red Bull, and McLaren are probably the most at risk of dropping. The rest are all quite stable. I had to make it spicy somehow. Okay, I couldn't just have plain sailing. Ooh, I think everybody's gonna have a 3 out of 10. They're all gonna have a decent season with a few hiccups here and there. No, I refuse. Yes, the stake are 2 and 3. Yes, there's 3 and 2s, but they have those cars have been abysmal for the past 6 seasons. When I was watching Russell, I saw the Williams get better. He was scoring consistent pointage. And then they forgot how to make a car. I mean, that Stake just lost Raikkonen, and then they lost Alfa Romeo, which, I'm going to be honest, they just shot themselves in the head becoming whatever the hell they currently are. Audi, please save this team. VCarb, well, they sold their soul long ago. Minardi, Toro Rosso, respectable teams. Good teams. AlphaTauri, not as prestigious as Toro Rosso or Minardi, but acceptable. I like the car, to be fair. It looked pretty, but I do prefer the Toro Rosso, which is why I like the last year livery for VCarb, and I will be ranking the liveries when they're all shown at the live. Yes, I will be. I'm not going to rank the cars, because I have no technical knowledge. I see car go quick. Damn, that car must be quick. But yeah, VCarb are a soulless corporate abomination. Haas are a weird one. One season they can be bad, one season they can be good. They fluctuate the most, to be fair, of any midfield team. Actually, hang on, Alpine are there. Yeah, Alpine and Haas like to fight for who can be last and first in this little race of theirs, which I think Haas were hard done by last season, to be fair. But, this has been my driver rating predictions. We're out of 0 to 5 of every single team, of every single driver. So, hope you have enjoyed. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell if you've actually made it this far. I doubt any of you have, but if you have, I greatly appreciate you. And if you want to go watch my other two, I've got 2 Let's Talks, one on Hamilton and Ferrari, one on Alpine, being Alpine, and I have 10 shorts, which I'm going to condense into a long form eventually. Yeah, I'm not going to give you a time frame, but it's just my 10 season prediction shorts put into a video, predicting every single driver pairings, finishing order in the World Driver standings, and the World Constructor standings for the teams. And it has some of my thoughts on those teams and how they'll do in the season and those drivers. So if you're wanting to see more F1 content, watch this space. I hate myself. Why have I just said that? Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.